I mean, is it Rosé or Rosie? What's your childhood nickname? What should we call you, girlfriend?
Well, my childhood nickname is Rosie, but I mean, you can still call me. I'm still Rosé.
Yeah.
That girl hasn't disappeared.
We can't call you Roro?
Roro.
Does that work?
Yeah, whatever you want to.
Let's give it up for Rosé in the building, y'all. Yeah.
We're so happy you're hanging out with us. We know you have so much going on. We just want to reset. How are you doing? How are you feeling today?
I'm a little like jumpy because it's like all happening now.
Yeah.
And but honestly, like I'm really grateful at the end of the day because it's I have to enjoy it because I'm up until the next album. I'm not gonna be.
It's real. It feels real, and I mean, as Crystal was wondering, and we're all wondering. I mean, it can be quite overwhelming at times, but at the same, the flip side of that token is like, how proud are you of yourself that you've been able to make it to this place in your career and in your, the fulfillment of your heart, fam.
I'm super proud of myself.
Yeah, as you should be.
I'm actually really proud of myself. I'm like. Thank you, Rosie, for actually pushing through all of that. It was a lot. It was a lot of just confused times. Like, I was lost. Like I felt lost for like a little, like a minute. But it was only because I think I had an exact purpose. Like I wanted this album so badly in the shape and form that it is right now, and so that's why there's a lot of trials and tribulations, but I'm really proud of myself.
No, us Blinks are so proud of everything because I became a fan when your Netflix documentary came out with the group, and then seeing from you now doing your solo thing that you've been doing for a few years. I mean, you came out hard, and now that the album is here and we're seeing these features and huge names.
Yeah.
I mean, from there to now, just the growth. What are you most proud of?
I'm most proud that this album, I've always wanted it to be a bit of me, and I feel like I in my opinion, I'm happy with it. And I feel like that's because it feels like a piece of me. And so I'm most proud about that.
You've accomplished that. You've been able to put your heart and soul into all things that the fans are loving your journey, whether it's your solo stuff or it's with the girls. These sounds, are they the sounds that you heard in your head and they came together on this new album here? Like, I feel heard that vibe. I knew that was going to be a thing.
I think sound was more like I was ready to explore and experience new things and be inspired there. But I think when it comes to like lyrics and the content of like what I would be talking about, like that is something that I had envisioned. And I worked really hard.
That's how big that smile is. You're excited. Yeah.
And none of it's all at the same time.
Well, we're so excited to see this new side of you. I mean, you're talking about how you've never been so vulnerable and opened up about so many things that you haven't before. And now this is your time to do it. What were some of those themes that you found were a little harder to talk and be open about, but you're really proud that you ended up pushing forward?
But to be honest, everything that's in the album is it's not stuff that's hard to talk about. It's things that I want to talk about and that I always do talk about with my friends and family. That's the Rosie that my friends and family knows. Yeah. And because it's like a safe space. And it's like the utmost like vulnerable and open and honest conversations that have flipped into music. And I feel like the past year has been the most a lot of things shifted and changed, and I was the most vulnerable. So I think it was like perfect. I've contained the last year of my thoughts in the album, and it's like they're all like experiences from the past 4 or 5 years. I would say 4 or 5 years, and I still talk about certain things about the past, and
that's what the fans are so excited for, is you being you and you being willing to go there and being brave enough, not only that, to hop out on stage and to perform that. And then not only are the lyrics powerful and so meaningful, but the sounds are the sounds that you heard. You're creating the bops that we just want to dance to as well.
Of course.
You're giving us the drinking games, and you know what I'm saying. Should we navigate towards this epic collaboration with a label mate now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bruno Mars, fam.
Crazy. Crazy.
How did that happen
Crazy.
when you're pitching these names, these huge artists, and then someone like Bruno Mars says yes? What was running through your mind?
I actually never thought of like pitching it to like people. It was like that was kind of like, you know, Bruno Mars. I became I found out that I was a huge fan of him when he came to Seoul to perform last year, a year ago. A friend was like, let's go watch it. And I was like, okay. Because I didn't have anything to do that day. And I went, I was like, I couldn't like process how good he was, and I was like, I am a fan. I'm like a huge fan, and I'd been listening to his like songs, like because I just got my driver's license. I had been listening to like his songs.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, that part
for like a year. And then you know, label meetings, and then in the passing I hear that Bruno's signed to the label, and I was like, oh my god, I'm actually the biggest fan. And I told him like all the stories.
You shot your shot. And you're like, she left the concert.
Where was I going with this?
In the room, you felt all that. You shot your shot. You really got that call, and you made that thing happen, and you manifested it.
Well, like crazy. And then he had asked for me to pitch 3 songs, and I was
he asked you?
Wow.
Okay, no, because of course I asked. I was like, oh, do you think? I said to the label, I was like, do you think he would want to do a collaboration? And I say it like thinking like 99% sure that's not gonna ever happen.
Rosie.
But I'm just like, whatever, we'll see, we'll shoot the shot. And then he's like, send 3 songs. So I'm like, this is not going to happen. But the fact that he's even going to listen to 3 songs, I'm like, that's winning. Huge. That's huge. And then he like I'd met him by that time, and he was like, what does APT mean? And I was like, it's a Korean drinking game. And he was like, and I was like,
for it.
I was like, really? Oh my god! I remember we freaked out. I was like, what is happening? And then the rest is history.
That was the one. That was the one.
And it was a song you wanted him to be on. That's kind of crazy too.
Crazy.
How that worked out.
It is here.
Congratulations.
How cool is it to see not only this song now, but the fact that this song is based off of a drinking game that is close to who you are, your culture, your fans, and to see that be something that the world now gets to enjoy and wrap their arms around. It's a part of who you are and your culture. It's now something that everyone gets a feeling for.
Gets me a little like giddy inside, because like it's actually like when I first started drinking, because I was of age. Like I was the day I turned 20. Like that's when like I started drinking with friends. And it's actually a game that I like everyone actually plays. So I feel like for Korean people, it feels like I've made a song out of like Duck Duck Goose or something. It's like, what? For them it's like, what is happening? But it's so much fun.
Oh my god!
I love shocking them, being like, I have a song called APT, and they're like, what? They're like, what? And I'm like, right? I love
Bruno
that
Mars,
reaction.
With Bruno Mars too, right?
They're kind of like, what? And I'm like, oh, I love that reaction. I did it.
That you did it for you did it for the people, and nothing like going back to your roots and giving love to what's making you you. That's awesome. And now you're seeing that your fans are just so excited about your work here. Have you thought about what you want to do on stage?
To be honest, because I haven't had 12 songs in my life before. I've only had 2, right? I had to like kind of live it out a little bit. And so, but then like a few weeks back, I did like a little like acoustic session just to like start the vibe, and I sang all my songs acoustic, and I was like, I'm obsessed. And I was like, it got me so excited to perform it. And like I was like, make it folkier. Like I was like, and I'm really excited to perform it now. So like, I mean, at the right time though. I think it has to feel right. But yeah, I have thought about it.
Yeah, because all the fans, they're just ready for everything at one time. So that must feel like a lot of pressure. But we do see artists that are coming with the album, and then the next day they're out performing all of it.
What was your pinch me moment where you really were like, you know what, I'm super blessed right now, and wow, this is happening for me? How special is this?
That's an interesting question, because I think it wasn't. Yes, I'm so grateful to be invited to like so many great events. Sometimes I'm like, oh my god, it's crazy. But lately, like recently, I think I've definitely like had a pinch me moment when I was in like the studio writing songs that I felt like was just so like fulfilling. And I think just I felt privileged to be able to, I was like, wow, I get to be in the studio with amazing talented people to write music that heals me as a person. Yeah, so I enjoyed every minute of it,
Yes.
being in the studio, and that's the only reason why I did it, was because I remember it was like a time where I had to choose like my next, like how am I gonna live my next year, and I was trying to figure it out, and the day I was like in the studio, I remember it was like a day after an event, and that day I was like, this is what I need to be doing. This is the only thing that makes me feel like a normal person. I feel alive.
Wow.
I felt alive, and I was like, this is where I'm going to place myself. And the fact that I was able to do that, it was like a bumpy road to get there, because like I had to figure it all out. I was like flying out here all the time, but the fact that I pushed through, and that I was able to do that, and I had the time. Super grateful that I was able to do that.
We're so happy seeing that you're just glowing doing your own project now and putting all that you have into it. And we also love seeing that your sisters from Blackpink are so supportive too. Have you shared some music with who got the first listen? Who gives the most feedback?
I mean, we're all so supportive. Like, everyone's so busy.
Yeah.
We've been like this, and then we catch each other in the middle. I caught up with Jenny in New York. And this is New York.
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah, it's like, where am I even at? Yeah.
Yeah, in New York. Like, I think it was when she was at the Met, and I was there for an event, and we caught up, and we had like the longest bonding session. Like before, like she was busy, and we like caught up in the middle, but it was like the best, and we were talking about like bonding over like our experiences and everything. So that was like the cutest moment. Like Lisa, I caught up with her like in Korea, like she was there, and I was like, I'm here too, and we hung out, and like I played her one of my songs. She's like, oh my god, Rosie, I can't wait for your album to come out, because like she's like, make lots of, I love your voice, like you have to make like lots of songs for us. And I was like, oh my god, you're the best. And then
I love how you give the voice impersonation.
Yeah.
I love that part. We do that with all our family members.
And I want to still talk about Jisoo, because she's she like always tunes in. She's always like, how are you doing? Like, where are you in the world? Come back to Korea, I miss you. The best.
Gosh, to have that bond, to know that you are a part of this amazing sorority, this very special, family, and the love will forever be there. That's just a part of your journey, and now you're getting to write and create this chapter. And like Crystal said, just us as fans, as Blinks, we just really appreciate you being you, and having that be the way that you're emanating your light. So just thank you for taking a chance on you and doing it so graciously, and so grateful that you are feeling those kinds of energies.
And what about a message for all of the fans, the Blinks and the little Rosies? What is our fandom name? Did you get one yet?
Number ones.
The number ones?
The number ones.
The number ones.
My number ones.
What about for them? What do you have to say to everyone that's been rooting for you?
I am literally like, I'm blown away every day. I'm so grateful for everyone who supports me and like believes in me and is excited for things that I do. I'm so grateful. They're the sweetest. I don't like, how do you even explain? I'm so grateful for them, and I'm so happy we have like a name, number ones.
Number
like
ones,
it's like perfect. They're my number ones. I literally walked into the studio, I think, every day thinking about them like a lot. So, I'm always like, I always want to express it more, but I don't know if I'm good at it.
Just so much love. So much love.
You will forever be enough. Let that be known. You are enough. And that's why we come to you for the escape that we want, to catch that vibe, to now know a little bit more about the drinking game that is this banger of a song that you have with Bruno Dan Mars. It is you. All right, so let's go ahead and give her a massive round of applause. Give it up